Hello, bankers. A very good evening to all of you. Welcome back. So, welcome to JIB CIB Prep. So, guys, in this particular session, we are going to discuss our unit number 15, which is all about credit risk. Okay. So, in our previous session, where we generally discuss around the market risk. So, now one back to back, we are going to discuss about all these different categories of risk. Okay. So the previous session was based on market risk, and today we are going to talk about credit risk. Again, very important one, team. So credit risk, which is generally part of our banking book. So banking, I hope you guys remember that categorization. Okay? So BCBS categorization. So banking book, which generally deal with deposit and advances, and in case of advances, sometime bank they generally face some sort of counterparty risk as well as country risk. So that we are generally going to discuss with the help of number of MCQs and application based questions. All right, so let's have a look around the course content. So credit risk management framework, I hope you remember this together, that entire structure: board of directors, risk management committee, ELCO, then our credit risk management committee, subgroups and all things. So which include the organizational structure, and that generally comes under the your risk management framework. Okay. Identification, measurement, then we have control and monitoring, credit risk policies and guidelines at transaction level and portfolio level. Okay. So basically we have to manage credit risk at both transaction level as well as your credit आपका portfolio level. ठीक है? So active credit portfolio management, which include your loan review management, LRM, that is very important. Credit risk mitigation, securitization, and credit derivatives. All right. So these are the topics which are generally part of this particular one. So one question can be based on the entire framework. The another one is basically about the mitigation, where we generally use credit derivatives are very important. And one another subtopic which is very important from this unit, that is LRM, take a loan review mechanism. Okay, so with the help of number of questions, we are going to discuss all these subunits or subtopics in this particular session itself. Right, chalo start karte hain session ko with very first question on your screen, that is all about the overall risk type. So, which of the following best describe a key distinction between systematic risk and concentration risk in credit risk management? So, whenever we talk about type of risk, okay, there are two type of risk. One is systematic risk, another one is unsystematic. Okay, systematic is basically these are non-controllable in nature, okay, and unsystematic they are controllable in nature. Okay, that means unsystematic risk, which generally limited to an organization or a specific product or individual. They can be diversified, but systematic risk are non-diversifiable in nature, and these are like economic shock or situation like global financial crisis, COVID-19 and all. So they generally comes under systematic risk. They have a broader impact. Okay, so that is the one. Concentration risk, it is something related to our allocation of funds or as well as sources of funds. Okay? Like in case of credit risk, if you talk about the your concentration risk, it is something like, let's say this is a bank asset portfolio. ठीक है? ये हमारा बैंक का portfolio है. So bank A is following, let's say, this much of diversification. This is industry wise or economy wise diversification. For bank B, suppose that it is something like this. Okay? So they have managed their portfolios, like this is industry A. Let's say this is automobile industry, okay? And these are the other remaining one. In this particular case, this. So now bank A, which is properly diversified. Okay? So यहाँ पे कहीं ना कहीं the probability, like if one or two industries they are doing, still they are going in a wrong direction or making some default, but we have other industries which will support us, right, and which will protect bank in any kind of stressful situation. But in case of bank B, the maximum deposits they held with the auto industries, if something happen bad with this automobile industry, so that bank is going to face a huge losses, right? So this type of activities are generally known as concentration risk. It is funding side also, team, your dependency on funding, like one is having something like this active retail and all, another one is, let's say this is the aapka corporate fundings and all, this is the remaining one. So again, that bank is also facing concentration risk. I hope this is clear now, team. Now you come to the question and you'll easily get the answer. So systematic risk, which is non-diversifiable in nature, broader in impact, affect entire economy, 100% true. While concentration arise due to excessive exposure to a specific borrower, industry, or geography. The first only is the right answer for this particular one. Systematic risk, which is also known as intrinsic risk, or it is also known as non-diversifiable in nature. Okay? Systematic risk can be diversified, no. Concentration risk is a microeconomics factors affecting all banks. No, it is about it is a kind of a subcategory of your unsystematic risk. Bank, they can manage this particular risk. Like as a bank, we can manage our concentration risk by using diversification. Okay? Systematic risk arise from loan default. No, it is arise from it basically arises from the bigger impact, like as I gave you an example of COVID-19, or like global financial crisis, or any world war situations. Okay? So there is a difference between systematic risk and systemic risk. In our previous session, where we generally discuss around the market risk, so that was systemic risk. Systemic risk or systematic risk may be different setting. Systemic risk is basically failure of one bank lead to failure of other smaller banks. That bubble that generally created a default bubble, that is known as systemic risk, okay? Which lead to contagion impact or effect, okay, which spread across the world economies and all. The systemic, this is systematic. Systematic है, non-diversifiable है, ये ध्यान रखना है, ठीक है? So also called intrinsic risk, cannot be diversified away and linked to overall economic environment. Concentration risk, on other hand, arise from when a bank has significant exposure to a single borrower sector or a region, leading to increased vulnerability, right? So समझ में आ गया सबको, ठीक है? पहला question, I hope this is clear. Next question. A bank looking to mitigate its credit risk exposure without removing the underlying asset from its books. Which of the following instrument would be the most suitable choice for this one? ठीक है, ऑप्शंस देखने की जरूरत है नहीं है. It is the best solution is credit default swap. ठीक है, so in this particular case, bank should go with, like, let's say this is a situation. Suppose that your bank, let's say there is bank called Punjab National Bank. Okay? So they have given loan to a company called X, okay, worth rupees 50 crores, and it is for, suppose that 10 years. Okay? So as of now, let's say the credit worthiness of this particular company X is very strong. Based on that only, we generally have given this particular loan. Okay? But now the problem is the period is 10 years. Okay? So this loan will be repayable within 10 years. Okay? So there is a probability of default. ठीक है, हो सकता है आने वाले समय में ये जो आपका कंपनी एक्स है, लाइक ड्यू टू बिजनेस चेंजेस और फाइनेंशियल रिस्क और बिजनेस रिस्क, देयर क्रेडिट वर्दीनेस कैन कम डाउन. ठीक है, तो अब ऐसा होगा तो ऑब्वियसली प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ डिफॉल्ट विल इंक्रीज. तो कहीं ना कहीं हो सकता है डाउन द लाइन आफ्टर 2 years or 3 years दे कैन मेक अ डिफॉल्ट. अब ये रिस्क इसके साथ है. So to handle this, to tackle this, what basically bank do nowadays, they entered into a credit default swap agreements with some ABC financials team or bank limited. जैसे suppose that what they generally did, उन्होंने क्या किया, आपका PNB ने एक इंश्योरेंस कंपनी काइंड ऑफ, दिस इज अ प्रोटेक्शन सेलर. ठीक है, ABC is a protection seller who is generally making some sort of commitments कि if this company X default, we will repay the remaining or outstanding principal and interest amount. ठीक है, and for that sake, obviously they'll charge something. That amount is known as premium. ठीक है, so suppose that PNB agrees on this particular one. So there is an agreement between PNB and your ABC Financial. It can be some other bank also. Okay. So where आपका ABC as a protection seller, they are providing protection to this company X, this asset which is done by the PNB. ठीक है, तो PNB की इस asset पे वो आपको protection दे रहा है कि this company will default, we will pay the outstanding balance, and this PNB is generally known as protection buyer. ठीक है, protection buyer, in return he is getting that particular आपका प्रीमियम. ठीक है, अब if let's say after 3 years that default happen, so ABC will pay remaining amount to Punjab National Bank, or on behalf of company X they'll repay the EMIs and all them. अगर नहीं होता है, so it is a benefit, pure benefit for ABC Financial. So these kind of agreement. So now what is happening here? Without transferring the ownership of that particular asset, ownership like PNB के जो balance sheet है उसमें ये आपका asset की तरह ही रहेगा. PNB, what PNB is doing? PNB transferring the risk to some other party which is protection seller. ठीक है, अब देखो, without removing underlying asset from the books, they are transferring the risk, so it is generally known as credit default swap. Understood guys? ठीक है, so credit डिफॉल्ट स्वैप. ठीक है, सो दिस इज द पार्ट जो आज के डेट में काफी ज्यादा आपका यूज हो रहा है. ठीक है, सिक्योरिटाइजेशन, दिस इज द काइंड ऑफ ट्रेडिशनल मेथड वेयर वी जनरली आस्क फॉर some sort of security. It depends on the current credit worthiness of the company or the borrowers. Accordingly, we charge securities. Collateralized loan obligations are again kind of similar to this particular one. Asset sale to third party, this is the kind of things कि हम अपना पूरा एसेट ही क्या कर रहे हैं, आपका सोल्ड आउट कर रहे होते हैं. ठीक है, so credit default swap allow lender to transfer credit risk without transferring the underlying asset, making it an effective tool for hedging credit risk. Securitization आपका, because it involve transferring assets to a special purpose vehicles, SPV, effectively removing them from the bank balance sheet. अगर हम लोग बात करें CLOs की, involve bundling loans into security which may not always keep the asset of the bank on the bank books. And asset sale means directly removal of the asset from this particular one. All right, so quickly go through the next question guys. Okay, so next one, which of the following is not a primary objective of loan review mechanism? Very important subtopic. You guys can expect one question based on this particular one, and we used to do this particular thing on our regular basis in our branches. So loan review mechanism is something like, let's say if we have given loan to customers, especially it is like, let's say as per RBI notification 2013, any amounts which given to any company 5 crore and above, so we have to conduct this LRM on regular basis. ठीक है, but it can be for normal accounts also. ठीक है, तो जहाँ पे जो customers हैं उनकी जो, like let's say we have given loan to that company X, ठीक है, PNB given loan to company X. ठीक है, now like we have to check the credit worthiness of that particular company on timely basis. If their credit worthiness is declining or their financial health is basically there is some weakness in that particular one, so we have to increase our like provisioning or the buffers and all. So अगर default होता है, so we can manage that particular things and all. ठीक है, so आपका हमें क्या ढूंढना है? Not incorrect statement about LRM. ठीक है, identifying deteriorating credit quality and initiating corrective actions if required, बिल्कुल सही है. ठीक है, evaluating the effectiveness of loan administration, 100% true. Optimizing bank profitability by reducing loan process cost, no. It is a kind of after a loan sanction journey and all. So this is during the sanctioning or others. So this is incorrect here. Assessing the adequacy of capital policies and grading models. This is also part of this one. So C will be correct answer for this particular question. So loan review mechanism is a critical tool in credit risk management aimed at identify potential problems, loans, evaluating the risk grading system, and ensuring effective post-sanction follow-up these are the part of this particular one. ठीक है, so LRM focused on risk evaluation, not cost reduction in the loan process. That's why the option C was wrong. ठीक है, चलो तो थोड़ा सा डिटेल में जाते हैं, इंपॉर्टेंट है तो ठीक है. सो इट इज ऑल्सो नोन एज क्रेडिट ऑडिट. ठीक है, इसको हम क्रेडिट ऑडिट के नाम से भी जानते हैं. LRM एन इफेक्टिव टूल फॉर constantly evaluating the quality of loan book and to bring about the qualitative improvements in credit administration. This is the primary objective of LRM. Loan review mechanism is used for large value accounts with responsibilities assigned to various areas such as evaluating effectiveness of loan administration, maintaining the integrity of credit grading process, assessing our portfolio qualities and all. Okay, so if we summarize this particular one in pointers, so these are the functionaries of LRM, or this is the usage of LRM in our organization. Pehla, promptly identify loans which develop credit weakness and initiate timely corrective actions. Evaluate the portfolio quality and isolate potential problematic areas. To provide information for determining adequacy of loan loss provisions, to assess the adequacy and other to loan policies and procedures, and monitor compliances with relevant laws and regulations. ठीक है, तो this is very very important one guys. आपको आने वाले एग्जाम में 1 मार्क्स का क्वेश्चन मिलने वाला है, so please pay your attention on this particular one. ठीक है, चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. Under Basel III, which of the following approach is considered the most advanced for measuring credit risk capital? So it is as per Basel III. So what will be your correct answer? Advanced internal rating based approach. ठीक है, so Basel III who generally support advanced internal rating based approach, which is like effective nowadays. ठीक है, so advanced internal rating based approach is the most advanced method under Basel III for credit risk capital calculations, allowing bank to internally develop models to estimate risk components. ठीक है, so पहले आपका जैसे standard approach is similar method that use the external credit ratings. ठीक है, आपका foundations IRB allow bank to estimate probability of default but rely on regulators defined values for the other risk parameters. Expected loss model is not official Basel III approach for the capital adequacy. ठीक है, in the context of loan review mechanism, which of the following is not one of the main objective conducting LRM? ठीक है, अब इस सवाल का जवाब आप लोग देंगे, जल्दी से आंसर करें, क्या होगा करेक्ट आंसर? To promptly identify loan, this is to assess the adequacy of loan portfolio, to evaluate the qualification of loan review mechanism. No, this is not part of this one. To provide top management with information. This is also part of. ठीक है, तो क्या होगा correct answer? C will be right answer. We have discussed these particular pointers with our previous question. ठीक है, आगे बढ़ते हैं. Protection buyer in credit derivative has which of the following benefit? Protection buyer, as in our case, it was Punjab National Bank. याद है ना आपको? ठीक है, तो credit risk transferred without transferring the asset, बिल्कुल 100% true. ठीक है, relief in regulatory capital as well. Yes, it is. ठीक है, अगर आप मतलब लाइक ये आपको जो रेगुलेटरी कैपिटल्स के मैनेजमेंट है उसमें भी, ठीक है, इफ यू आर हैविंग दिस वन 20% तक का इंश्योरेंस इज अलाउ ऑन ऑपरेशनल रिस्क, बट यहाँ पे भी आपका कहीं ना कहीं इफ यू आर मैनेजिंग दीज काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स और इफ यू आर हैविंग दीज काइंड ऑफ एग्रीमेंट्स, दे विल आल्सो सपोर्ट दिस पर्टिकुलर वन. ठीक है, और क्रेडिट डेरिवेटिव इज an over the counter bilateral contract between two or more counterparties that provide transfer of risk in a credit asset without necessarily transferring the underlying asset from the book of the originator, or it is bank, or in our case study it was PNB. Under a credit derivative transaction, protection buyer enter into agreement with protection seller whereby protection buyer transfer credit risk with references to the credit asset to the protection seller. I hope you now this is clear 100%. अभी हमने केस में समझा था. ठीक है, तो बेनिफिट्स आपका क्या क्या है? क्रेडिट रिस्क इज ट्रांसफर विदाउट ट्रांसफरिंग द एसेट, रिलीफ इन रेगुलेटरी कैपिटल, हेजिंग अगेंस्ट क्रेडिट रिस्क, better portfolio management by reducing concentration in market diversification. So that is the one. ठीक है, एक बार अपने बुक के भी देख लेते हैं. ठीक है, सो मोटिव्स फॉर प्रोटेक्शन बायर्स, मोटिव फॉर प्रोटेक्शन सेलर. ठीक है, फॉर बायर आपका ट्रांसफरिंग क्रेडिट रिस्क विदाउट ट्रांसफरिंग दी एसेट. ठीक है, हेजिंग अगेंस्ट क्रेडिट रिस्क, रिलीफ इन रेगुलेटरी कैपिटल फॉर क्रेडिट एसेट्स which can be used for further business purpose, better portfolio management by reducing concentration risk in the market. ठीक है, for protection seller, अब प्रोटेक्शन सेलर का क्या फायदा है इसमें? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल दे आर अर्निंग प्रीमियम. ठीक है, सो यील्ड एनहेंसमेंट आपका, स्पेक्यूलेशंस, आर्बिट्राज इन केस ऑफ क्रेडिट डेरिवेटिव इंस्ट्रूमेंट आर आइडेंटिफाइड प्राइस. ठीक है, सॉरी, inefficiently priced. Diversification of credit risk. Credit derivative initially were used only for hedging, but nowadays they are also used for the speculation purpose. ठीक है, so these are the benefits for the or the motive of protection seller. ठीक है, अगला क्वेश्चन गाइस, नेक्स्ट वन. Which of the following strategies involve the bank transferring credit risk without transferring the loan? तो अब ये सबको क्लियर हो गया. ठीक है, इट इज नोन एज क्रेडिट डिफॉल्ट स्वैप. ठीक है, क्रेडिट डिफॉल्ट स्वैप. ठीक है, सो वी हैव डिस्कस विद दैट केस PNB2, your ABC financials and protection buyer, protection seller, their agreements and all. ठीक है, a multinational bank has significant exposure in developing countries facing political stability and economic sanctions. What type of risk this particular bank exposed to? ठीक है, let's say your bank, they have maximum portfolios or investment in some countries जहां पे अभी बहुत सारे अप एंड डाउन आपका चल रहे हैं. ठीक है, so that means your bank is exposed to political risk or it is majorly known as country risk. ठीक है, so what type of risk it is generally known as country risk. तो दो तरीके के रिस्क आपके होते हैं, कंट्री, एक आपका काउंटर पार्टी. काउंटर पार्टी रिस्क इज बेसिकली due to inabilities to make repayments of that particular borrowed money by the counterparty or the borrowers or the obligor. ठीक है, सो जहां पे जिसने लोन लिया है वो आपका पैसा वापस नहीं कर पा रहा है, दैट इज काउंटर पार्टी रिस्क. ठीक है, सिंपल ऑब्लिगर रिस्क, बोरोवर रिस्क. ठीक है, दूसरे साइड आपका कंट्री रिस्क आपका, लेट्स से दैट पर्सन बिलोंग्स, द बोरोवर्स बिलोंग्स टू सम अदर कंट्री. He has that willingness to make that particular payment, but due to economic restrictions he won't be able to make that particular payments. ठीक है, तो कंट्री के द्वारा आपका बैन लगा दिया गया फॉर द पेमेंट्स एंड ऑल, दैट इज नोन एज आपका country risk. It can be due to war or any economic crisis or any other policies. ठीक है, so country risk is a form of credit risk where non-performance arises due to constraint imposed by the country itself, such as political instability, capital control, sovereign defaults and all. Counterparty risk to risk associated with an individual trading partner. Basically he is facing that kind of insolvency. ठीक है, insolvency of the borrowers. ठीक है, market risk आपका price fluctuation, which we have discussed in our previous session. Liquidity risk, basically it is the situation when bank or institution they won't be able to meet their short term obligations. ठीक है, or they won't be able to liquidate their position from the market. ठीक है, which of the following best describe the primary governance responsibility of risk management committee in credit risk management? So role of risk management committee in credit risk management, जैसे हमने कल पढ़ा था, role of risk management committee in your आपका market risk management. Similarly here also, see, risk management committee is responsible for designing policies, procedures to for the overall आपका जो भी risk हैं, which risk bank is going to face in the near future or uncertainties and all. It is a board level committee. ठीक है, and they directly represent to the boards and all. and the finals कहीं ना कहीं जो पॉलिसीज फ्रेम करना और आपका जो सिस्टम, जो मॉडल हमने अडॉप्ट किया, उनकी साउंडनेस को चेक करना एंड ऑल. सो दीज काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स आर जनरली कम्स अंडर दिस. ठीक है, सो एग्जीक्यूटिंग लोन अप्रूवल्स, नो. डेवलपिंग क्रेडिट प्रोडक्ट, setting pricing strategies for loan. सेकंड भी नो ही होगा आपका, बी, सॉरी. Establishing risk management guidelines, reviewing a prudential limit, and ensuring compliance with policies 100% true. Focus on exclusively risk measurement model नहीं, ठीक है? तो क्या होगा करेक्ट आंसर आपका? सी विल बी राइट आंसर फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर वन, ठीक है? So credit risk, risk management committee, which is a board level committee and responsible for setting policies, guidelines and governance structure for credit risk आपका, ठीक है? तो ओवरऑल जो रिस्क आपका, लेट्स से दिस इज द पोर्टफोलियो ऑफ द बैंक, ठीक है? तो ये इसमें what all risks are available in this particular one, or this portfolio may or might face which type of risk in the near future, उनका क्लासिफिकेशन भी आपका इवन, ठीक है? जैसे दिस इज द आपका क्रेडिट रिस्क, दिस इज मार्केट रिस्क, दिस इज आपका लिक्विडिटी रिस्क एंड दिस इज ऑपरेशनल रिस्क। ये इनको वेट प्रोवाइड करना इन ऑल, ठीक है? एंड सबके बारे में पॉलिसीज इन ऑल बनाना इज क्रेडिट रिस्क मैनेजमेंट कमेटी, ठीक है? इसके नीचे आपका वी हैव सपोर्ट कमेटीज, ठीक है? जैसे आपका क्रेडिट रिस्क मैनेजमेंट कमेटी इज अ इंडिपेंडेंट कमेटी अंडर दिस पर्टिकुलर वन, ठीक है? जो सिर्फ क्रेडिट रिस्क को देखेगी। या फिर आपका लिक्विडिटी रिस्क मैनेजमेंट एल्को जहां पे है, ठीक है? या आपका ऑपरेशनल रिस्क मैनेजमेंट कमेटीज इन ऑल, ठीक है? सो दिस इज द ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल स्ट्रक्चर, बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स, ठीक है? सो ये हमने कल भी डिस्कस किया था कि दे आर रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर ऑल द लॉसेस फेस बाय द बैंक बिकॉज दे आर रिप्रेजेंटेटिव टू द स्टेक होल्डर्स, ठीक है? देन वी हैव रिस्क मैनेजमेंट कमेटी, then we have credit policy committee, or it is also known as credit risk management committees, ठीक है? A credit risk management department who generally work under the your credit policy committee or credit risk management committees under this particular one, ठीक है? तो ये आपके कुछ जो आपके involvement, this is the organizational structure for the your credit risk management policy, ठीक है? So board of directors overall responsibility for the management of risk, ठीक है? The board articulate credit risk management policies, procedures, aggregate risk limits, reviewing mechanism and reporting in auditing system. ये हर जगह सेम रहेगा आपका सारे उसमें, ठीक है? But the credit risk management, the risk management committee responsibility in credit risk management. So these are kind of these things, ठीक है? Setting guidelines for credit risk management and reportings, ensuring credit risk management process confirm the policy, setting up prudential limits and their periodical reviews, ensuring measurement of risk model, ensuring proper manning for the processes management and all, okay? So these are the key responsibilities which are generally faced like kind of like which generally credit risk management, not credit risk management, risk management committee who generally play during like while they generally manage the credit risk of a bank, ठीक है? तो बैंक के जो क्रेडिट रिस्क को मैनेज करने में ओवरऑल उनके पास सारा बैंक का है, बट अगर हम स्पेसिफिकली क्रेडिट रिस्क की बात करें तो दीज आर द फंक्शंस व्हिच आर जनरली परफॉर्म बाय द क्रेडिट रिस्क मैनेजमेंट, आपका रिस्क मैनेजमेंट कमेटी. Apart from this, we have dedicated credit risk management committee who generally work under the risk management committee. Eventually they are the deciders. ये मतलब सब कुछ ये कर रहे होते हैं, ठीक है? काम इनका होता है. Then they'll pass on. जैसे कैसे काम होगा आपका, जैसे क्रेडिट रिस्क मैनेजमेंट कमेटी, they have some आपका सपोर्ट ग्रुप्स, ठीक है? तो ये जो ऑपरेशनल्स पे हैं, they'll provide some डेटास इन ऑल एवरीथिंग, ठीक है? सब आपका वेरिफिकेशन और उनके पास they'll send it to risk management committee. Risk management committee will send it to board of directors for the approvals, ठीक है? सो ये आपका कुछ इस हायरार्की में जो काम करे. सो क्रेडिट रिस्क पॉलिसी ऑल्सो नोन एज क्रेडिट रिस्क कमेटी और क्रेडिट रिस्क मैनेजमेंट कमेटी डील विद इश्यू रिलेटिंग टू क्रेडिट पॉलिसी एंड प्रोसीजर्स टू एनालाइज, manage and control credit risk on a bank-wide basis. The committee formulate policies on standard for presentation of credit proposals, financial convenant, rating standards and benchmarks, delegation of credit approving powers and prudential limits on a large credit exposures, ठीक है? सो इसी में आपका देन इसके नीचे हमारे पास है क्रेडिट रिस्क मैनेजमेंट डिपार्टमेंट टीम विच इज इंडिपेंडेंट ऑफ द क्रेडिट एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन डिपार्टमेंट, एनफोर्स एंड मॉनिटर कंप्लायंसेस ऑफ द रिस्क पैरामीटर्स एंड प्रूडेंशियल. जो गाइडलाइंस है उनका प्रॉपर पालन हो रहा है नहीं हो रहा है इन ऑल, दे जनरली हैंडल दिस वन, ठीक है? सो डिपार्टमेंट अंडरटेक पोर्टफोलियो इवैल्यूएशन एंड कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव स्टडीज ऑन द एनवायरनमेंट टू टेस्ट द रेसिलियंस ऑफ द लोन पोर्टफोलियोज, ठीक है? तो ये पूरा जो प्रोसेस आपका था जिसको आप लोग ध्यान रखेंगे, और हमने हर उसके साथ आएगा, अगले उसमें भी आएगा आपको ऑपरेशनल रिस्क के अंदर द रिस्क मैनेजमेंट कमेटी is required to ensure the effectiveness of risk management model. What is the most critical reason for periodically reviewing the model? ठीक है, तो हम basically we just want to check the robustness of that particular model or effectiveness and efficacy of that particular model कि जो मॉडल हम लोग लेके चल रहे हैं अगर कल की डेट में इफ वी फेस एनी अनसर्टेनिटी तो वो हमें टाइमली बेसिस पे आपका इंडिकेशन देगा और आपका डिसीजन मेकिंग या कहीं ना कहीं हम अपने जो रिस्क है उसको मिटिगेट कर पाएंगे या नहीं कर पाएंगे, ठीक है, देन ओनली विल बी नो ना। तो ये इसका जो रोल आपका रहेगा, ठीक है, टू मेंटेन कंप्लायंस विद रेगुलेटरी रिक्वायरमेंट्स एंड इवॉल्विंग मार्केट कंडीशंस, बिल्कुल सही, ठीक है, to ensure that the same model is used across all type of, ऐसा कोई जरूरी नहीं है, it is depend on the portfolios, to increase loan approvals, नहीं, to standardize risk assessment so that so that risk parameters, no, तो क्या होगा आपका करेक्ट आंसर? ए ओनली विल बी करेक्ट आंसर फॉर दिस वन, ठीक है। सो पीरियोडिक रिव्यू ऑफ रिस्क मॉडल ensure that credit risk assessment remain accurate, aligned with regulatory standards and responsive to economic fluctuations, ठीक है, कि मतलब उसको टेस्ट करने का मोटिव ही है कि हाँ कल के डेट में इफ एनी कंटिजेंसी हैपन सो इट विल बी एबल टू हैंडल दैट पर्टिकुलर वन और आर मॉडल और आर that plan is going to work in that particular situation, all right? If not, so we have to make suitable changes. Which of the following is the most effective risk mitigation strategy? A bank large exposure to a single corporate borrowers, ठीक है, it is a situation like PNB have given loan to company X 500 crore rupees. So what PNB did in that situation? It is credit default swap, ठीक है। So use of credit default swap in this particular one will be the best suitable for this particular one, ठीक है। So CDS allow a bank to hedge credit risk by transferring it another entity while retaining the assets, ठीक है। So बाकी पहले ही आपका करेक्ट है, बाकी और जो है आपका जैसे अगर हम बात करें हायर इंटरेस्ट रेट में इंक्रीज द बोरो, ये आपके जिनको आप लोग समझ सकते हैं, ठीक है। Under the Basel III framework, which of the following factor not considered while calculating risk weight asset for credit risk, ठीक है। So we have probability of default, we have loss given default, ठीक है। Loan to deposit ratio is not part of this one, ठीक है। Exposure at default, ठीक है। So these are the three tools. तो आपका correct answer क्या होगा? C will be right answer फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर वन, ठीक है। सो ऑल मतलब ये तीन यूज होते हैं आपके, ठीक है, प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ डिफॉल्ट, लॉस गिवन डिफॉल्ट एंड एक्सपोजर एट डिफॉल्ट, तो सी विल बी राइट आंसर, ठीक है। सो Basel III risk weight asset calculation for credit risk is based on these three key components and these are your probability of default, loss given default and exposure at default, ठीक है। So it is loan to deposit ratio is a liquidity measure, ठीक है, it is not part of this. A bank retail loan portfolio include a home loan, auto loan and unsecured personal loan. Which of the following correctly rank these loan types from lowest to highest credit risk? अब lowest to highest में क्या होगा, ये sequence में ही सही लिखा हुआ है, ठीक है। पहला आपका सबसे कम है होम लोन में बिकॉज इट इज मॉर्गेज बैक, ठीक है। देन वी हैव ऑटो लोन और तीसरे नंबर पर आपका होगा अनसिक्योर्ड पर्सनल लोन, ठीक है। तो 1 2 3 कर दो इनको और पहला ही ऑप्शन भी सही लग रहा है मेरे को, ठीक है, बिल्कुल सही है, होम लोन, ऑटो लोन और अनसिक्योर्ड पर्सनल लोन, वेरी इजी क्वेश्चन, ठीक है। नेक्स्ट वन, which of the following would be the strongest early warning signal of potential default risk for a corporate borrowers, ठीक है। So which of the following would be the strongest early warning signal of potential default risk for a corporate borrowers? Increase in net profit, no, ये तो positive sign है। Frequent restructuring of loan repayment schedule, बिल्कुल ठीक है। क्या हो रहा है, बार बार रीस्ट्रक्चरिंग कर रहा है, एक लोन लिया है उसको पे करने के लिए वो दूसरा लोन आपका ले रहा है, इस तरीके से पूरा रीस्ट्रक्चरिंग चल रहा है, ठीक है। So this is down. Reduction in capital is no. So B will be right answer for this particular one, ठीक है। So frequent restructuring suggests financial distress as the borrower unable to meet existing repayment terms and all, ठीक है। आगे बढ़ते हैं। Credit risk mitigation strategies aim to, so what are the major objective of credit risk mitigation strategy, ठीक है। So eliminate all type of risk within a portfolio. Shift credit risk exclusively to third party, ठीक है, ये तो नहीं होगा, ठीक है. Achieve risk reduction at both transaction level and portfolio level, ठीक है. See why option A is incorrect. Eliminate all type of risk within a portfolio, it is not possible basically, ठीक है. And even like for risk mitigation we entered into some contract or derivatives and all, ठीक है. It will has your it will block your upside as well as downside potentials, ठीक है. तो ये इसलिए सही नहीं है, ठीक है. एंड exclusively focus on diversification through credit diversification. So not exclusively, this can be your tool in this particular. C should be right answer for this particular one, ठीक है. So bank use variety of strategies such as asset securitization, credit derivative, collateralization and third party guarantee to reduce credit risk both at the transaction level and portfolio level. These measures are employed to reduce risk. Transaction level at portfolio level का मतलब क्या है? Let's say मतलब you have to manage your credit risk simultaneously at transaction level as well as portfolio level. That means if you are entering into a new transaction, so what is the loss probability, risk कितना है, and what will be the impact on our overall portfolio after entering in this particular transaction. So you have to maintain it simultaneously. That is the meaning. Additionally, draw attention to the fact that even while credit risk mitigation measure might lower or transfer credit risk, may also bring additional risk, including operational, market, and all these kind of things. ठीक है, चलो अगला. Which of the following statement accurately describe the distinction between credit default swap and total return swap? Okay? So credit default swap we have discussed so many time. Now what is total return swap? ये derivatives में हमने बहुत डिटेल में पढ़ा है इनको, ठीक है. वहां से आपको बहुत हेल्प भी मिलेगी. मॉड्यूल सी आपका ट्रेजरी मैनेजमेंट का आखिरी टॉपिक है. सो टोटल रिटर्न स्वैप इज समथिंग जहां पे बेसिकली लाइक there are again two parties. Party A, let's say, who own आपका 100 करोड़ गोल्ड, ठीक है, इसके पास 100 करोड़ का गोल्ड है, ठीक है. सो नाउ गोल्ड रिटर्न, गोल्ड के ऊपर जो आपका रिटर्न है दैट इज सब्जेक्ट मैटर ऑफ मार्केट रिस्क, ठीक है. हो सकता है ये 100 करोड़ का 150 करोड़ हो जाए या फिर आपका 100 करोड़ का क्या हो जाए 50 करोड़ हो जाए, ठीक है. देर इज अ प्रोबेबिलिटी. सो नाउ सपोज दैट ए देर इज अनदर पार्टी बी, ठीक है. दे एंटर इनटू अ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट वेयर बी इज प्रोमिसिंग, बी ने आपका बोला कि अभी आपका ये क्या है फ्लोटिंग रेट पे है, वी विल पे यू फिक्स एट द रेट ऑफ 20% पर एनम रिटर्न या 15% पर एनम रिटर्न ऑन दिस पर्टिकुलर पोर्टफोलियो. 100 करोड़ रुपीज के पास आपका टेम. सो 100 एंड वॉट एवर द मार्केट रिटर्न विल बी दैट विल बिलोंग्स टू अस, ठीक है. मतलब इसने बी ने ए को बोला कि आपका जो 100 करोड़ का पोर्टफोलियो है गोल्ड का, इस पे हम आपको फिक्स रिटर्न देते हैं, एक फिक्स रेट ऑफ रिटर्न देते हैं 20% पर एनम का फॉर अगले 10 ईयर्स के लिए, ठीक है. एंड जो मार्केट रिटर्न होगा दैट विल बिलोंग्स टू अस, ठीक है. अब बी ए को लगा ठीक है यार पिछले 3 सालों में कभी बहुत ऊपर गया कभी नीचे गया है एंड 20 इज फाइन फॉर मी फॉर नेक्स्ट 10 ईयर्स, ठीक है. They enter into this that is known as total return swap. In case of total return swap, we are making this agreement only on a returns. अगर कल के डेट में इस पोर्टफोलियो की वैल्यू 100 करोड़ से मतलब गोल्ड एक्चुअल वैल्यू बिकम 100 करोड़ टू 200 करोड़ और 100 करोड़ टू 10 करोड़, ये आपका पार्टी उसके लिए उसकी ऑब्लिगेशंस नहीं होंगी, ठीक है. बट इन केस ऑफ क्रेडिट डिफॉल्ट व्हाट वाज देयर, ठीक है, वी आर प्रोटेक्टिंग प्रिंसिपल एज वेल एज इंटरेस्ट. यहाँ पे सिर्फ आपका रिटर्न को प्रोटेक्ट किया जा रहा है, एक्सचेंज किया जा रहा है दो पार्टीज के बीच में, ठीक है दोस्तों, समझ में आया, ठीक है. तो अब बढ़ते हैं. सीडीएस एंड टीआरएस बोथ प्रोटेक्ट्स अगेंस्ट क्रेडिट रिस्क. TRS additionally cover market and principal. No, CDS protect against credit risk for both principal and interest, while TRS offer protection against credit and market risk, but only cover return on the principal. ठीक है. So return की हम लोग यहाँ पे सिर्फ और सिर्फ मतलब ये जो return है, let's say earlier average for last 3 years it was 18%. Now he entered into this, he'll get for next 10 years he'll get 20%. And market return, suppose that first year it was 50%, he'll get 50%. Next year it was 5%, then next year it was decline. तो वो सब आपका इनके बीच में, ठीक है. So B only will be right answer for this particular one. So TRS provide protection against credit and market risk, covering return on the principal और आपका total economic return. ठीक है, unlike CDS, TRS doesn't offer principal protection in this particular case. ठीक है, the premium paid by one party against them is the total economic return at of a reference asset, and that is totally depend on their agreements, as we did in case of our आपका जैसे 20% आपका था 100 करोड़ का 20%, एवरी ईयर दे विल गेट दैट पर्टिकुलर वन. चलो, सो अनदर पार्टी विल पेइंग 20 करोड़, इट इज काइंड ऑफ अ प्रीमियम फॉर देम. ठीक है, जो फिक्स वाले पे हैं. Which of the following is a feature of country risk? तो country risk we all know, it is also known as political risk. So जहाँ पे default का reason क्या है आपका country wise restrictions और political impositions and all. ठीक है, so when a risk arises due to imposition of restrictions by a country and a borrower is not able to perform the promise, पहला ही सही है. ठीक है, the risk arise due to external factor, ये भी सही है. ठीक है, a counterparty has no control because it is country wise, तो डी आपका करेक्ट आंसर होगा इस क्वेश्चन के लिए. हमने डिटेल में समझ लिया इसको. आई होप ये आपका इसमें कोई दुविधा नहीं होगी. Credit risk arise which of the following cases, Tim, where funds are disbursed, as we have given loan to some customers. It can be, Tim, where a letter of credit or guarantee are issued, Tim, in our off-balance sheet exposure also. Let's say we have given guarantee on behalf of XYZ exporters that become insolvent. ठीक है, उस केस में भी आपका ये हो जाएगा because you have to make the payments through the buyers. ठीक है, dealing in securities transaction, it can be. Dealing in securities transaction is something like, let's say आपका डेरिवेटिव कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एंड दैट काउंटर पार्टी दे बिकम इंसॉल्व. ठीक है, हम किसी के साथ डेरिवेटिव कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में गए थे और जब आपका उसका लॉस हुआ तो दे उन्होंने अपने हाथ खड़े कर दिए, सिंपल सम आपका. ठीक है, सो डीलिंग इन सिक्योरिटीज ट्रांजेक्शन इन्वॉल्व क्रेडिट रिस्क एज there is a possibility of counterparty may not fulfill their obligation, especially in case of your OTC derivative, over the counter derivatives के अंदर. ठीक है, managing credit risk involve which of the following? So we have 4 stages. ठीक है, चौथा stage is your आपका mitigation. ठीक है, so credit risk identification. ठीक है, what credit risk we may face or uncertainties we may face in our portfolios in near future, identification. The another one is measurement, which is equal to quantifying the risk. Third one is monitoring and control, and fourth one is your mitigation. ठीक है, तो 4 स्टेप: identification, measurement, monitoring, control and mitigation. So these are the 4 stages which are generally part of credit risk management process. ठीक है, what is the objective of loan review mechanism? To evaluate portfolio quality and isolate potential problems. To provide information for determining adequacy of loan loss provisions. Promptly identify loans which develop credit weakness and initiate corrective actions. ठीक है, तो ये हमने आपका 2-3 बार डिस्कस कर लिया बहुत अच्छे से. इसका इंपॉर्टेंस ज्यादा है इसलिए क्वेश्चन भी ज्यादा है. ठीक है, चलो अगला आपका. A bank is evaluating 2 corporate borrowers. Company A, probability of default is of 2% and loss given default is 50%. Probability of default is 2 and loss given default to 50%. Okay, meaning 50%. Okay. Company B has a probability of default 1%, but loss given default is 80%. ठीक है, 1%, 2%, 50%. बराबर ही है दोनों में आपका. ठीक है, which borrowers represent the higher? Both have the as per the 100. So it is आपका 100 probability of default 100 and it is 50 and 50 100. So it is 100. आपका दोनों के केस में 100 आएगा. ठीक है, both companies have the हाँ बिल्कुल expected loss will be same. I'll go with this. We will discuss case studies differently. ठीक है, I do not want to आपका mess these particular thing. ठीक है, हाँ एक्चुअली मैंने क्वेश्चन अलग किए थे केस स्टडीज के, तो ये आ गया था. ठीक है, सिंस बोथ ईएल वैल्यू इज 1%, नीदर कंपनी हैज हायर ईएल दिस. ठीक है, सो दे हैव 100% एक्सपोजर एंड 100% एक्सपोजर्स आपका इन दिस पर्टिकुलर केस. ठीक है, दिस इज इट. तो ये हम लोग इनको डिटेल में डिस्कस करेंगे विद फोकस. ठीक है, और उससे हमारा एक रिविजन भी होगा बढ़िया से. सो चलो, तो आज के लिए इतना ही गाइस. आई होप यू एंजॉय दिस सेशन. कैसा लगा सेशन जरूर बताइएगा. ठीक है, एंड इफ यू हैव एनी queries and doubts, you can tell me your queries through यू कैन सेंड मी ऑन टेलीग्राम, ठीक है। तो टेलीग्राम पे थोड़ा सा कई बार क्या होता है ना कि लाइक लेट्स वी डू नॉट हैव द क्वेश्चन नंबर्स एंड ऑल, ठीक है। आई थोड़ा सा टाइम लग जाता है उसमें बहुत ज़्यादा, ठीक है। सो अभी टाइम बिल्कुल मतलब ऐसा है कि लाइक वी हैव वेरी लिमिटेड डेज इन आर हैंड, ठीक है। और बहुत सारा रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है अभी मेरे पास, एंड आई हैव द अदर माई कोर वर्क ऑल्सो, ठीक है। तो जितना मेरे को टाइम मिलता है आपका, उसका मैं बेस्ट यूटिलाइजेशन करना चाहता हूँ, ठीक है। एंड आई वॉन्ट कि लाइक कुछ भी मिस ना हो आपके एग्जामिनेशन से पहले, ठीक है। और सारी चीज़ें आपको एकदम रेडीमेड ढंग से मिले एंड यू परफॉर्म वेरी वेल, ठीक है। तो जैसे कई क्वेश्चन आता है, आप उसका स्क्रीनशॉट ले लो, आप मुझे डायरेक्टली मैसेज कर सकते हैं टेलीग्राम पे, और जो लोग आपका ऐप के थ्रू देख रहे हैं दे कैन सेंड मी ऑन चैट ऑल्सो। ड्यूरिंग एग्जाम मंथ्स डेफिनेटली विल डू नंबर ऑफ सेशंस, लाइव सेशंस आपका, जहाँ पे हम लोग आपके क्वेरीज को भी आपका डिस्कस करेंगे, ठीक है दोस्तों। तो आज के लिए इतना ही करते हैं। आई होप यू एंजॉय, and if you like, please do share with your friends also, so they can also take an advantages of these particular classes, and वो उनका भी बढ़िया हो जाएगा थोड़ा सा, ठीक है। चलो, तो पढ़ते रहते हैं, बढ़ते रहते हैं, और फिर से मिलेंगे आपका कल के क्लास के अंदर with our unit number 16, which is all about the operational risk. All right, so all the very best for your preparation, guys. Thank you.